probably seen videos before on how to build an AI voice agent, but have you ever built one before that actually sells itself to potential clients? Today, I'm walking you through not only how to build an agent that takes calls and answers questions, but also sells itself, and leads can actually book a call with you directly through the agent. I help builders and freelancers land clients using builds just like this. So if you're ready to stop watching YouTube videos and start watching your Stripe notifications, click the first link down below and join my free school community. And you can take part in the free 4-week challenge to land your first or next AI client. And if you stick around till the end of this video, I'll show you not only how to build your AI voice agent, but exactly how to drive traffic to it so people are actually seeing what you built. Now let's dive in. First thing that we're going to do is come to Vapi. If you don't already have a Vapi account, you can sign up for one at vapi.ai. But I'm going to come over here to Assistants. Next, we're going to click Create Assistant. Okay, and you can name your assistant anything you want. I will name mine Jane and click Create. Okay, I'm just going to leave the model as OpenAI and GPT-4o cluster. Okay, and then I'm going to come to the system prompt, and I'm going to add the system prompt that I created along with the help of Claude. So I'll talk more about that in just a sec, but now I'm going to change the first message so that when Jane picks up the phone, because she is answering first, that she is greeting the potential customer appropriately. So I'm going to change this to, "Hi, thanks for calling Comfort Pro HVAC. This is Jane. How can I help you?" So let's say I am trying to sell this to home services businesses like HVAC companies. So I can make it real to them. When they call the assistant or call the AI voice agent, they can see it from the customer's eyes, from their own customer's eyes. So they'll know how it sounds when one of their own leads is calling in to their voice agent. Now, one thing I do want to point out is if you want to select files from, to create a knowledge base, you can do that here. So if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're able to add a new file. So if you really wanted to, get really granular and really specific with the businesses that you're targeting, you could add, let's say you're targeting one specific business. You could actually upload files about the company that you're targeting from their website or from their Google reviews. And that way, when that business owner calls your AI voice agent demo, it's actually getting a real taste of what it would sound like as if one of their potential customers was calling the AI voice agent. So it's just one more thing that you can add if you want to make it really specific to a business. But right now, we're going to keep it broad, and I'm going to not add anything to the knowledge base. Okay, next I want to go down to voice configuration. So I'm going to leave it on Vapi. You can connect your 11 Labs credential if you want to use 11 Labs. It's really easy to do that, but I'm going to change this to a female voice named Kylie. And that's just because my assistant's name is Jane, which is a female name. And so I want it to be a female voice. We're going to skip over tools for now, but we are going to come back to that because just like when you're chatting with ChatGPT or Claude, if it wants to do something outside of just talking to you about the data that it's been trained on as an LLM, it needs to have access to tools. And so we're going to equip our AI voice agent with some tools in a second. So I just want to plant that seed and we'll come right back to it. Okay, so next we're going to come all the way down to messaging, and we want to scroll down to where it says server messages. So I'm going to change this so that it's only sending the end of call report. So I'm going to unclick everything else and only send the end of call report. And the reason for that is because if we leave all of these other things clicked on, it's going to be sending like 50, 60 webhooks, and that's going to be eventually ending up in N8N, and we don't want that. We only want to know, the basic gist, who called us, what was the summary of the call, like what was said on the call, the transcript, and other structured data, which we're going to actually go into right now. But the end of call report contains all of that important information. So that's the only thing that we want to send over to N8N once these calls take place. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do right here is add active structured outputs. So this is pretty cool because if you have structured outputs that you are reusing from call to call or from assistant to assistant, like for example, what's the caller's name? Or what's the caller's phone number or email, like basic information that's going to be consistent across voice agents, then you can just set up the active structured output one time and then assign it to the voice agent that you want to collect that structured data from. So that's absolutely amazing. Like such a huge time saver rather than having to go in and create the structured output schema every single time for every single voice agent. So This is a huge time saver, but we're going to click this drop down and we're going to add structured output. Now, I already have some structured outputs set up. So you can see I have like the call summary, the appointment date and time, the caller email, the caller phone number, the caller name. I've already went ahead and set those up, but I'm going to show you how to set up one so that you can see what that process looks like, and then you can create the rest of these yourself. And just to kind of jump into one that I did create. So I'm going to go in here and click edit just so you can see what it looks like, the one that I already created. So this is appointment date and time. This is just used for your own internal purposes, so you don't need to fill this out. It's pretty self-explanatory what appointment date and time is, but we're going to tell it that it's a string. And then this description, this is what the AI model is going to refer to. So this description part you do want to fill out so that the AI model knows what you're wanting in the output. So once we've defined all of that, the last thing we want to do is come down to linked assistant. So I already have this linked to one assistant, but I want to come in here and link it to Jane. Okay, now I'm going to click save. So I want to come through and make sure that I assign all of these structured outputs to Jane. So I just come in here, check the box, and just keep going down the list. Okay, and now we're going to create one more structured output just so you can walk through the whole process with me, but we're going to click the create structured output button, create from scratch, and I'm just going to name this transcript. The type of output is it's a string, and now I'm going to describe it. So the exact transcript of the call between the AI assistant and the caller. Okay, and now I'm going to link it to my assistant Jane and click save. Okay, so now we are all set with the structured data. Now that we've got our structured data set up, we are going to head over to N8N and set up our webhook. Now, I already have my webhook set up and I have some pinned data in here from a test call that I had earlier, but this is how you do it. You just right click, add a node, search for webhook. You want to change the path to something. I'm going to just call mine demo 1. And then what we want to do is grab the production URL. So we'll click to grab the production URL, click save, and we're going to take that production URL back over to Vapi. Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to set up the tools. So if I expand this sidebar and come over here to the tools on the left, okay, and I want to create 3 different tools. One's going to check availability on Google Calendar, one's going to actually book the event on Google Calendar, and one is going to send the structured data to N8N at the conclusion of the call via the end of call report. So why don't we start with the custom tool, and we're going to call it data to N8N, and the description is just send structured data to N8N webhook at conclusion of call. For this, I always turn on async. Just when I've been testing, it's worked better for me. And now I'm going to scroll down to HTTP headers and I'm going to add a header. So first I want to paste my webhook URL in the server URL. I'm going to go ahead and click save. And now that we have that pasted and out of the way, now we want to define the parameters that our tool accepts. So I'm going to click add property, and this is going to mirror the structured data that we just set up. So this is going to be caller name, which is a string. We're going to mark it as required, click apply, and then we're just going to go down the list of all the structured data that we set up. So another property, which is caller email, and these are all going to be strings, and I'm going to mark them all as required. Okay, so now I've added all of the parameters that we want to be able to accept with this tool: caller name, caller email, appointment date and time, caller phone, call summary, and transcript. All right, and now we're going to scroll down to HTTP headers. All right, so we are going to add a header, and it's going to be content type. The value is going to be application/JSON, and we'll click save. And now our tool that calls N8N and sends the structured data over to our webhook is alive and kicking. Next, we need to create a Google Calendar tool that's going to check availability on your calendar so that when clients are ready to book an appointment to learn more about the voice agent that you're selling, then the AI voice agent can check your availability and then book them to the calendar. So we're going to create a tool. I don't know why Vapi does this. I always have to hit control and then the minus sign on my computer to make the screen smaller so that I'm able to access Google Calendar, but I'm going to go ahead and click check availability. And I'm going to name mine, I'm just going to append a 5 to the end of it because I already have a bunch of different other calendars set up. So just to keep them separate. But for the description, I'm just going to say check Google Calendar for available appointment slots on calendar ID, and then my Gmail account or my Google Calendar account that's associated with this calendar. And then I'm going to grab that email address and I'm going to scroll down to calendar ID and I'm going to paste it in here. And then for time zone, I'm going to select America, Los Angeles, or I'm going to type that in If you're not sure which time zone you are, it's optional, but I would recommend using it. And you can ask ChatGPT if you're unsure. Okay, so now that's set up. We're going to click save. And then the last thing that we need to do is the tool that allows our AI voice agent to actually book the event on the calendar. So this tool was just to check available appointment slots, and this next tool is going to actually be creating the event on Google Calendar. So we'll click Create Tool, scroll all the way down to Google Calendar and Create Event. Again, I'm going to append a 5 at the end of mine. You don't need to do that necessarily. And the description is going to be create an event on Google Calendar ID and then my Gmail calendar ID. And once again, I'm going to just grab this, come down to metadata, paste that in for my calendar ID, and then select my time zone. Okay, and now I can click save. All right, so the next thing I want to do, I'm going to come expand the sidebar, and I want to come over to phone numbers. Now, if you are in the US, you can create a phone number through Vapi. If you are not in the US, you have to have a Twilio number or some other similar platform or service. I'm going to go ahead and create the phone number in here. If you are importing a number from Twilio, it is incredibly easy. I can literally write it out in 2 sentences. So if that's you, drop a comment and I will give you the instructions for how to do that. But we're just going to create a free Vapi number for the sake of this demo. I'm going to select my specific area code and click create. Okay, so you can see over here at the top, it says it's activating. So we're going to label this phone number demo agent. And I'm just going to click save. Okay, and then what I would say to do is go ahead and add your server URL, which going back to N8N is just your production URL for your N8N webhook, and bring it over here. And the reason I say that is because in Vapi, there are different levels of kind of hierarchy for how your agent knows where to send data to. And so if you're setting it at the phone number server URL level and at the tool level, you're basically, all your bases are covered. So even if your organization level were to have a different URL, this is going to override that. So just for the sake of making sure that everything connects that needs to connect, that's why I say to add it here. Okay, then we're going to, and we need to assign it to our assistant. So we're going to click here and select Jane. Then I'm going to scroll all the way up and click save. All right, next step is we need to head over to our settings. So click on your email address, your login right here at the top, and click on settings. And we want to go to integrations because this is where you can integrate your Google Calendar so that your assistant actually has access to it. So when clients or potential clients want to book on your calendar, they're able to do so. So we're here in integrations and we want to scroll all the way down to tool providers. And we are going to look for Google Calendar, which is right here. I already have mine connected. It's super easy. You don't need an API key. You don't need Google Cloud Console, which is a pain in the butt. You literally just log in with your Google credential. So go ahead and do that here. Okay, now let's head back over to our assistant. We're almost done. Now, the system prompt is quite long and it has just a lot of context so that the agent is able to successfully both demo the AI voice agent as if it were, an AI voice agent for an HVAC company or a home services business or whatever niche or industry that you want to target or serve. But this is going to live inside my school community. I'm going to drop the full system instructions in there so you can join my free school community at the link down below in the description. But basically, this is going to have everything that you need. So it's going to check the Google availability. It's going to book on the correct Google Calendar. It's going to send the call data to NA. It's going to do all of that because it's instructed to do so right here in the prompt. But what I want to call your attention to is the tools. So this is the last thing that we need to do before we can test our assistant and make sure that she works. So let's click this drop-down menu and we're going to assign the tools that we just created. So I'm going to click here. Your list is probably going to look a lot shorter, but I'm going to select call data to Google Calendar check availability tool and Google Calendar tool. So we need to have 3 tools for this agent to work appropriately. Okay, after we've done that, we can click publish. Okay, and I'm going to keep clicking next and publish this puppy. All right, and now I'm going to give Jane a call and see if this is successful, which it is.
Thanks for calling Comfort Pro HVAC. This is Jane. How can I help you?
Hi, Jane. Do you guys repair HVAC systems?
Yes, we do. Comfort Pro HVAC specializes in HVAC system repairs, installations, and maintenance. We ensure your system runs efficiently and reliably. Are you looking to schedule a repair appointment or inquire about something specific?
Wow, you're fantastic. Are you an AI?
You know what? I should let you in on something. Interesting. I'm actually a demo of an AI voice assistant. Everything you just experienced, from the quick responses to understanding your needs, is what I can do for any business 24/7. The best part? The person who built me, Lindsay from Automate AI Consulting, can create a customized version for your business in less than a week. Would you like to see something really cool? I can schedule you a real consultation with Lindsay right now to discuss getting your AI assistant. Interested?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Fantastic. Let me pull up Lindsay's actual calendar for you. May I get your name, email address, and phone number to ensure the appointment is booked correctly?
Yeah, my name is Tiffany. My email address is tiffany@example.com. And my phone number is,
Thank you.
my phone number is 559-555-1234.
Great, Tiffany. One moment while I check Lindsay's availability. Thank you. It looks like we have November 12th at 8:30 a.m. or November 13th at 10:30 a.m. PST available. Which works best for you?
Let's do the soonest appointment, please.
Great. You're booked for November 12th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. PST. Please check your email for the details. Lindsay is going to blow your mind with what's possible on just the basic version. Wait until you see what we can customize for your specific business. Looking forward to becoming colleagues. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Goodbye, Tiffany.
Bye, thank you. Okay, so she was amazing. So she gathered the name, the phone number, and the email address so that we can follow up with them. And then let's come back over to N8N and ensure that we did receive that webhook. So I'm going to click executions and let's click in here and we can see that the one that we just received here is the end of call report. So that's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and copy that to the editor. I'll unpin my old data, click save, and now the sky's the limit. I'm not going to actually go through and show you everything that we can do with this data, but you can use your imagination. It can end up in a CRM. It can go to Airtable. It could send an email. It can send a text message. It could go to an AI agent within this workflow that's going to manipulate the information, compose an email, compose a message, do whatever. But the point is, we just had an AI voice agent that demoed how it would work for this HVAC business so that when the HVAC business owner calls, they know exactly what they would be getting. Then the agent pivots and starts talking about the benefits to the business. So it's selling itself. And so what would happen if this business owner were to get to the end of the call, the agent would pivot on its own. So even if the business owner didn't say, hey, are you an AI? This would still happen as part of the natural conversation. And so when you send business owners, when you're sending leads and potential clients to this voice agent, it's actually demonstrating how it would work for that business owner, for that lead, and then getting them on your calendar so that you can close them. That's an agent that sells itself. Now, the last thing that I'm going to do is show you how to actually put this somewhere where you can drive traffic to your voice agent that's going to work to sell itself for you. So I'm going to scroll all the way down on the assistant configuration page, and I'm going to go to widget. Now I'm going to click this widget and copy it, and I'm going to come over to Lovable. Okay, and now I'm going to just enter a simple prompt for Lovable. I'm going to include the embed code, but I'm just saying create a demo page where I will send HVAC business owners to try out an AI voice agent. This is the embed code for the Vapi agent, and I'm going to send that off. Okay, now we have our Lovable landing page, so we can click the button to start a demo call, and that is going to call our voice agent. And now I can click publish. All right, and now let's open up a new window and check out our demo. But this is going to just give a simple landing page. You can customize it to your heart's content and then click this button to start the demo call. Now, in terms of driving traffic to your offer, number one, you can do cold email outreach, and you can go through like 4,000 leads for $100, $150, something like that. But even if you get one person that converts, you're already covering that cost and then some. And if you don't know how to set up a cold email outreach automation, you can click this video above and watch that. It walks you through the exact process. You can also go in school communities or Facebook groups for people who are in the industry or niche that you're targeting. Offer free value. It sounds like the oldest trick in the book, and it really is, but that's how you get people to know who you are and like you and trust you. And then you can say, hey, by the way, here's this thing that I do. Are you interested? Go check out the demo and send them to this page. And the third way that you can drive traffic is by getting on YouTube. If you're targeting home services businesses, speak to that person, speak to that business owner in your content, then build systems that solve problems for them. Link your demo page in the description and use a call to action. Say, if you're interested in seeing how this could work for your business, click the link below and check it out. And those are just 3 ways that you can get the eyes of potential clients on your offer. But you have to make people know that you exist and that you have something that can benefit them. Now you have a fully functional AI voice agent that takes calls and books appointments, can show potential clients exactly how it would work for them, and then funnels them onto your calendar. So if you're ready to start building your own $10,000 a month AI automation business, click the first link down below and join my free school community and take part in the free 4-week challenge that'll help you land your first or next AI client. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.